going to be the final pick for Keen. They have saved R5 for him, and it's Sion in the top side against Jace.
So it does provide a reliable front line here, but we do have both teams kind of playing with a very aggressive dive style in the mid-jungle, right? Viego and Lissandra versus Vi and Ahri, but both also struggle. The Kench takes away a lot of the power of the single target removal that KT has.
Well, there's a lot of pressure on all of these players here. Very curious as well how some of our newer players to this big stage will react to all of these fans as we are ready to jump into game number 1 of the lower bracket finals. Let's do it.
And the three of them operate so well together when they have that mid-prio, but in moments like this where they do not, the agency is gone, and without enough vision here, Cuz is uncomfortable to threaten the Jace top side, so he just gets a free lane as he's coming mid now. Oh, there's a claw, it's Lissandra, Charm's gonna go wide, and what are you gonna do?
Oh, goes back in. It's actually a very nice trade here for Cuz. Doesn't have to use a lot to get the stun. They did see him on the ward as what's going on in top lane. This is already going in favor of Keen. All right, it does look like Genji should be able to comfortably take down this objective, although BDD is getting a pretty good trade onto Chovy, and it is still a 4v4. Top laners, no teleports in this one, and Genji actually going to respect it. They do back off of the Drake for now, as they are trying to keep it leased here and maybe just zone away BDD and go from there.
Ben's trying to threaten. They have to respect this.
Hey, Delight goes back in as Cuz is on the Drake. Still could be smited, but at least is entirely back into the pit. As both teams big time posturing around this first Chemtech Drake.
Still going.
That's not over yet. Just kind of holding the lines for now. Not really crossing it as either team.
Yeah, show me that Drake damage in team fight graph. And actually, KT are going to get this.
Yeah,
I think Delight's decision to go in there to try to scout out the Ahri and push her back actually really lost a lot of control there for Genji when he ended up going for the dive there.
Opportunity, so very nicely done by KT.
Oh boy, here we go. Already in the top lane. Keen is getting it started as he's taking an extended trade here against Thorn. Gonna be knocked back, flashes back in, and gets the smash down for first blood, Sion.
Pushing the advantage, beautifully played from Keen and Doran. Already in game 1 under the pressure.
All right, trying to make a play down on Bob's side. That stun will land on aiming. Is just going to use his cleanse as now Aru comes down. Level 6 on Peanut, who does have Heartbreaker.
Cuz has ult.
And Cuz is coming in, but aiming is totally zoned away. Cuz certainly going to go for this one as, okay, flash out. Cuz not able to get in with the ultimate. Now he's got BDD who gets first roam to the bottom side. And that is going to be KT using their brio beautifully. They get down and they pick up another kill.
And, you know, he's 20 CS up, but a proactive play like this comes up big.
And as good as that bot lane play is, that at least is a set play done and very well executed. This is a straight up 1v1. Right, like Keen is able to, with zero jungle interventions, just
Kench, I mean, what are you gonna do? You just, he's just gonna flash the wall and pays. He shows for 1 second, has to respawn flashes. Meanwhile in mid, we do have the Viego and the Lissandra together. BDD will tick down, and Toby picks up a kill.
Jace that won't be accelerated here in this mid game. As this is what happens to BDD while all of that is happening. Bottom side here, Peanut reads the play and comes over here, hides in the shroud. Sets up the stun.
I think BDD's got to respect that just a little bit more. I mean, he is Ahri, so he figures, okay, I mean, even if he's here, I can probably get away, but honestly, brimming over from Challenger finals we had yesterday.
As long as it's not cloudier, it's amazing, right? Mountain would have been great for both of these teams, especially for KT.
BDD in a lot of trouble. Will land the charm and has cleanse, actually, with his unsealed spellbook, so he will handle the pressure once again. Desker for today. Big fan of that item, and yeah, I mean, he's got plated steel caps, he's got a cloth armor, so against Jason Viego, I mean, maybe eventually they can kill him, but I'm not even sure about that, as now the turnaround comes in, and I kind of foreshadowed this. Peanut in a lot of trouble. He's got to get over the wall, but now he's got an Ahri on his back, as the Everfrost doesn't need to root. The slow is enough, and they get the kill.
They really had a troublesome situation there with BDD not able to get in, and then Genji
Lahen's in a really rough spot. He's got to charm and just get out as Keen on the front line here. They can't really leave him to the wolves. He's got to ult away, as yes, he is very tanky, but the second Chovy starts getting some of those hits in.
No ults used.
Okay, here we go. Big Everfrost on the 2, but BDD has no follow-up as Chovy is trying to zone them. Pays zoning Lehens, but the front line is huge here for KT as Keen continues to tank. The Vi ultimate comes in onto Doran, and the damage not quite there. Peanut now, wrong side of Pays. They have the front line this time, and they're able to push them out. Zombie Scion not going to do enough. And that's going to be Gen G actually winning the fight.
To maybe a collapse here onto Doran.
The Xayah gank is just going to sit here on the bot side. Yeah, and he's actually just ganking Doran, who is 100-0'd and has no way to get out. I can understand kind of going Gore Drinker into Scion. You don't necessarily want to build lethality, but that means that also aiming and BDD aren't really taking too much damage, as a little bit of a bait here over the wall as everybody comes in, but a very nice Sonya's from the side of Jovi. He's just staying alive for as long as he possibly can.
Look at Keen.
And Aiming's not able to join this fight, whereas Pays, he's getting a lot of damage in onto that front line. Peanut able to zone Aiming away, who has to cleanse. And now Jovi having a front line in this fight, as the damage from the Aphelios may finally take out Keen, but no, he will survive, and Delight goes too deep. He'll be the first one to go down, as the turnaround comes in big from the side of KT. 3 kills go to KT.
He's only been in 1 playoffs, let alone being in a massive arena like this, and he wants for the kill, and he gets punished.
Well, you can't really say the same about Doran, who unfortunately is going to get caught out here. Finally does get devoured, but there's the root onto the Tom Kent, and now Delight may have to pay for it. Down he goes as KT find the pick. And now we're looking for more. They still have this Baron for 1 minute and 20, and they are absolutely going to look to take a big chunk out of this map.
It is a good look for KT fans right now, and this is potentially going to be a loss for Gen G on blue side, which can really morph this series in a bad way.
Oh boy, here we go, just straight up flash as 100-0. No, he is gonna get into the frozen tomb at least, but Jovi, not in the best of spots, does go down in a trade for Cuz, but KT will take that. So he will take down the turret, and they're just trying to fight front to back here. Some low health bars though, as Keen is just trying to survive, and nobody can get through the Scion's health bar on the side of Gen G. It's just impossible.
It's a Scion with the Jack shows. He's got Wardens now as well. He's just so unkillable.
You can get some stuff going, but I feel like, you know, as you guys were talking about some of the desperate fights that Gen G were taking in the mid game.
Aiming?
Aiming is in the middle of nowhere, and he might just die. Down he goes. A full shutdown goes over as TP now for Keen. He's trying to help his team, as, I don't know, that's just 2 free kills over to Gen G. And we got 1 minute 14 until this dragon is coming up. So
there's
Gen
bounties.
G with a nice little bonus here.
Yeah, there's so many bounties. BDD's just going to blow his teleport mid as well to try to keep this turret alive, but he's now vulnerable. What a huge throw here, unfortunately, for KT in this game. It's not enough necessarily to save Gen G here, but a huge blunder from Aiming. Doesn't flash the engage, thinks he's going to be able to get out.
Instead of just being a straight-up Hextech Drake, so Keen, by the way, he's on 3.5 items. Nobody really does damage to him, as they will eventually, but that is a double knock-up that comes in, and the counter-engage is massive from the side of KT as they go deep in onto Pays, who does have a front line, as the follow-up Pays gonna kill Force out for the charge, and the flash from BDD is way too much, and he can't get away from literally everything on the side of KT, who will win the fight.
Beautiful plays from BDD coming on the flank angle. He's doing so much damage this game. He doesn't even have his Void Staff yet, but he's still able to make big damage happen here with these orbs. Lehens?
Yeah, he's just stopping the back here. KT looking for the end of this game, and I believe that they do have it. We are 32 minutes in, and Lehens, even if he does go down, he has done his job.
What a game one, a statement game from KT on red side here.
Yeah, a little bit of a slight mess up there right towards the end, but a win is a win. And it was dominant for about 31 minutes out of the 32, so they got the job done.
Doran and Delight, their struggles continue,
Yeah.
right? We see Doran, even though he was able to bounce back a little bit, team fights weren't looking great, and Delight, we already talked about, not the type of performance that you need if you want to best KT.
He's got other ideas here. I thought we might just straight up see the Malphite now. If you wait though, you can make sure that it's not Gwen, because that's the other ban they could have gone with here instead of the Renata. But that would of course have baited the Malphite ban. A twisted bait! But now they're just, King can play so many different picks here into this Ornn. You know, we've seen him play Jax in situations like this and control the matchup. We've seen him just pick Malphite to anything, which is the safest and easiest.
Malphite.
You've got Tom Kench for the Aphelios, but that alone isn't going to be enough. There are too many threats. You've got a Viego, you've got Gold Card, you've got Xayah Feathers. Pays is your win condition.
Yep, so whoever wins this one goes to LCK Finals, goes to MSI. Let's see what happens in game number 2.
And a lot more assassination potential into BDD. And Delight also swapping and going for heal. Previous game, he went for the Ignite as Bone Plating procced early as Chovy and BDD. Just trading a little bit.
W taken first here by BDD, so
Going to be tough to deal with here for the Aphelios, but
Gold
no
card.
Ghost. Yeah, mainly.
A little knock up here as Cleanse used early, pays. And a nice engage at level 2 from Lehens. Well, but it does mean that Keen's probably not going to be getting solo kills. There's no Cleanse in the bottom lane. BDD is already here. This is the freest kill of all time. Down goes Pays, and Aiming's going to pick that one up.
That's it. So definitely the lead more important here.
Okay, gonna call an Ornhorn onto BDD, who does have flash, elects not to use it, and does after the fact, but nearly loses his life.
And you're never really losing those skirmishes.
Okay, nice little setup here. We do not have flash on Cuz. He's gonna heartbreak of the wall, but Aiming will not be as lucky. He will be left to the Wolves that are Genji in this case. Nice little damage there, but
very nice turn attempt there from Peanut, but it does feel a little bit late as...
Uh-oh, here we go. Destiny Gate up to the top side, and Delight might be the food as, okay, though, Pays is trying to frontline here, trying to do some damage there as with Peanut around. They're actually in a 3v3 as BDD takes way too much damage, and even with the Catalyst is not able to survive through that as here comes Doran. He does not quite have his Ornhorn, but looks like Cuz might be going down here, not able to get over the blast cone. And another kill will go over to Peanut, who is on a killing spree. That's just gonna walk on in, BDD with the Ghost into this fight. Little bit of chip damage, but there's the wombo combo on the BDD and a massive charm into that backline from Lehens, but no follow-up damage from the side of KT. It'll be BDD to go down first, but the steal does come in from Cuz as another Hextech Soul was on the rip, but a massive flash in from Toby as KT trying to re-engage. The Feather Storm is big. 2 kills for Aiming, and all of a sudden, Cuz and Aiming are getting the reset, and they are getting the fight on this Drake as they are so incredibly low. Toby looking to try to get back in there, as it looks like KT may have gone just a little bit too far. Toby looking for the cleanup, and everybody's trapped in the pit as the charm will land, and that'll be the end of the Xayah. That will be the end of the Viego as Genji fight back in that one.
And with Aiming not having his LDR available, if we get a straight up front to back team fight where Genji has Peanut and Dorn in the front, Chovy off to the flanks and Pays in the back, with Delight covering him, I don't think KT is going to be able to win. It's about, can they find?
Lehens, you're on vision. I guess he had no idea. He's just going to be free food for Pays, who picks up his first kill of the game.
A moment ago, he was able to dash, of course, to Cuz if he gets caught like that, but he's just not paying. I mean, he's standing on vision and he gets caught before he can actually dash. Cuz isn't there to support him, so he's just kind of caught out.
Okay, here comes KT. They really want to take this fight, it looks like, as Destiny committed to Cuz nearby.
Look at Lehens.
Charm used as flash on in, but no, it's going to be the takedown here from Peanut onto this objective as Ornhorn from the pit. Not very good as Lehens in that backline, though. As the Cyclone is getting so much damage from Peanut, is going to pick up this first kill, and here comes the rest of Genji. Just to go straight in after that one. Double kill now for Peanut, who is 8-0 in game number 2.
We saw some of the warning signs in the Live Sandbox series at the very beginning of playoffs of KT's judgment sometimes being faulty here in these mid-game scenarios.
봐줄래? 아이고.
Oh my god,
Oh,
the light
see,
got it
over the
over.
wall. He didn't
Okay,
have
okay.
vision, so that's why he didn't flash it, because the extended range actually hits him, but he doesn't actually have vision on the indicator.
Keen's just dead in the side lane.
Oh my god.
This snowball has turned into an avalanche in
this
favor
game
of Genji.
By the time the rest of the team got in, after the kill of Lands,
And there's just no reprieve. Everybody on the side of KT is just being hunted down. Now we do have Cuz here. He does come in for the save, but only for a millisecond, as now maybe he's going to be the next guy to go down. Pays, well, he is going to be seen by this control ward, and that is going to force KT to just back away. As he's still looking for the angles, because we know that he can. KT absolutely respecting it, but the two-man knockup goes in. The Devourer is immediately there. The damage not quite. As they do try to go all in onto the light, but they can't even take him down. The redemption keeps him alive, and that is going to be nearly a full wipe here in favor of Gen G. They are chasing down every single member of KT, as it looks like maybe only BDD and Lahens will be able to get away. Even a teleport to zone them away from this one. Gen G absolutely gonna run away with game number 2.
Looks like we got a tied series here after the second game, and what was a great draft from Gen G in game 1 is shut down. KT with their comfort picks, BDD's Twisted Fate aiming on Zaya, and Keen on the Malphite, and they still can't get it done.
And there you go, even a little bonus kill on the BDD, put him in 0-5 before going into the next game, just to add that little bit of extra salt. As there you go, Gen G, they have given us a series that we now have on our hands. A 1-1 score here, as there will be no 3-0 to either side.
And getting punished in this game was exactly the opposite. And I do think that even though that first play worked out, besides that, the TF was basically invisible and wasn't able to find value with any other ultimate. So it was the opposite of what we normally see. We're like, oh, first ult doesn't go well, you're in trouble. First ult was great, but after that, we're unable to find anything. BDD, one of his best picks, no surprises there, is going to have a really big impact, but oh, that's a different direction. They can afford to, they have an Elise, and let's not forget that one game, as everyone is, and this, I think, makes a ton of sense. We're still giving agency to Doran.
And then you're also just still not going to have Prio in mid. So putting the Cassante mid here allows Doran at least to be a little bit more safe. BD is going to have Prio here against Cassante either way.
As guys, we do have a game number 3. This series is absolutely on our hands. Could go either way from here as we hop onto the Rift for game number 3.
To get things going early. Now, their topside definitely allows for that, and I think that's why the Renekton was prioritized here. As the early game, or the early bot lane rather, there's a reason why Amian lands, as you were pointing out, Wolf. That's actually such a clear sign as well, that Paze is like, okay, I can't mess around in this lane. Like, I need to respect the early pressure. First time he goes call was, yeah, this is why I think they picked the Renekton. It's just so that Keen can be a pressure point by himself, regardless of...
Whoa. He is on vision, and he is in a lot of trouble. Has to flash here, but Chovy is right into position, ready to take this one down. He will pick up first blood in the KT jungle. As Keen trying to punish this, they do have Cuz coming over as well, but the dominance might be too much. He gets a 3-man queue, but the all-out from Chovy isn't enough to take down Keen is the question. Peanut is just actually trying to get out here. The seismic's up, only hitting 1 as the rocks are on the ground, and Gen G are going to get out.
Oh man, really risky play here from KT though. They get away down here and look to pressure them away from this turret. He puts the Herald down.
Yeah, Chovy's there as well. So aiming and lands. Not really allowed to walk up here. If they do, they're gonna die.
Cuckoo. Cleanse comes out here a bit late as TP now. They have a lantern, so the flash Mantra Q isn't gonna do much as Chovy comes in, tanks this up, the hook lands. That's a ton of damage, does go into Delight, but immediately BDD gets blown up as well. That is a lot more damage, a great trade for Gen G down in the bottom side.
I just wanted to give you
just give me a chance
some
to say something, you know?
Yeah, and Vel's like, no.
I'm like, okay, maybe it's gonna be Hextech Soul again. What do you guys think?
I would be down.
You got a mountain, you got an ocean.
They got to go in here. You can't let them have this first turret blood.
Yeah, that's a ton of money if they pick this up. KT trying to do a lot here, also trying to hold this Drake. And I think if you focus on one of these two objectives, you can probably get it.
Yeah, and that's a big chunk on a Peanut already, half health, but this is Elise. He's really trying to force this on a BDD. Gets the Zhonya's out, but now Peanut in a lot of trouble as Keen's just going to pick up the kill onto Peanut, and that is no smite now for the side of Gen G. They're looking for a bit more. A stun on the rocks on the ground here for sure, but biggest thing is that, okay, it's a kill over to Keen, it's another Drake, and this time it's a Cloud Soul on the Rift. Even gonna stop some backs here as KT take a nice little lead, and the Talia and the Renekton! What did I say? They come together. Chovy is doing a great job of outplaying this. Nearly even able to get a nice chunk here on the Keen, but still a trade up for the side of KT.
Gonna make it hard, and this is why I was expecting something like an Ornn for Doran here, because it would solve so many of the issues that Gen G is facing right now. But if they can force KT to run into them, might still be an opportunity here.
Look at this wall lineup. BDD's got it. Hayes gonna take a big chunk on the backside. He does have Severum, so he's able to get some. There's a nice hook onto the front line. Gonna bring Keen right into the team, but he lives with the Gorge Drinker. A big shove comes in from the Cassante. Another hook is going to land, but take a look at aiming. Just going off. BDD flashing in, trying to get these hooks down. Immediate cleanse as aiming says, this will be my team fight. They're chasing him down the bottom lane. Paze is not able to help out Peanut, as by the way, PDD just passively riding the walls on over, and aiming even is going to live at the end of it here. Flashes away, but Paze will be taken down, and KT take a big fight in this game.
5,000 damage in a team fight at 21 minutes. 5,000 damage if you survive the initial engage.
Kill the Renekton. That's not the case, and this is Ezreal's dream fight
He's
here.
at the shooting gallery. What is this?
And BDD also notably full health here.
We got another fight, guys. Oh, looks like it will be disconnected.
And the chase here is amazing because you have the Weaver's Wall, or rather the Tulio could passively chase, as you mentioned. In the play-by-play, Hayes is not getting out of this, and aiming does take a bunch of damage, but gets out. And both BDD and aiming were so far away from all of the CC going straight into this Renekton. A Renekton not that tanky, but the Gore Drinker itself is going to let you live.
You're never going to get away from that guy, especially with the Karma. Now Jovi's caught out in the side lane. He has Smite, or rather Flash. He could tread all out over the wall, but he's just knocked away from it, and he's not able to get over the wall, but there is a Lantern. And a try there. No place this time, and Edge Gaming! Oh no, he gets caught on the top side of the map. It's now Gen G. They're looking to take this fight down as another hook is going to land. Jovi on a killing spree, and Gen G, with one turn, may be able to come back into this game.
I mean, this is amazing. Oh, the hook!
Boy, he's just dead as well. And now it's the shooting gallery for Gen G.
And Gen G, they make this happen off of just one mistake. Just one mistake from aiming. We see a follow-up chase. He goes straight into this, and Delight's like, I can grab him. And he goes over here, grabs him with the hook. The follow-up is there, and they're all in on this. And then BDD walks straight in as well to Chovy, thinking, okay, he's low. I've got this. I'll be able to take him out. No, it's a Cassante. He's going to turn on you at point-blank range and kill you. He's calling out everyone's summoners here as they chase for the kills.
And new threats, pretty fun. Whoa. You know, you start winning a fight, you start building the snowball, face checking it, doesn't realize that they're all there as Wall is coming in as well. Keen's behind enemy lines as it comes down to a smite, but it goes the way of Peanut. He is going to deny the Cloud Soul in this game. KT now on the run. They do not want to take a subsequent fight on this one. Paze flashing the wall as KT were already out of there. Full item choice here in this game. As here's a Cocoon and Lahens. There he is. You were just talking about it, the true damage, and immediately the support of KT is just gone. As now all out over the wall. Cuz in a little bit of a rough spot here. Keen has to go into the Dominus. And KT, they will kite back, but they're down a member. Might need to give up another Drake.
Not the case.
Here we go again with the TPs trying to take out these mid turrets. This time makes a little bit more sense. Chovy gonna open this up for his team as they are pushing mid and bot at this moment in time. And meanwhile, Doran gonna get the combo onto BDD. He's gonna go down immediately as trying to turn it onto Paze, but it's just desperation. Cuz has to flash away. Gen Z are looking to push into this base.
This is not looking great here for KT. They may just simply get pushed out of this game. They don't have hard engage. They tried to set up for a potential shove there with BDD. He's punished. The flank is shut down.
Oh, now they're getting on to aiming as he clutches to his death. Hayes runs right in, picks up the double kill, and gets a triple kill. This game is over. Gen Z 10,000 ahead as they will push in with the Baron buff and try to take down the Nexus.
And that's going to be it. Gen G going to take the 2-1 lead here. KT, like Gen G in game one, unable to get the win on blue side. Looks like it started off well when aiming got those couple of kills. Everything was looking peachy, but it's not enough. Peanut, as mentioned, still able to do a ton of damage. And I'm going to start to wonder, is it not time that we bring Paze off of Aphelios? Because very clearly, I think the way he plays aggressively, enabled by a Fresh here as well,
well, he's going to give it another shot in this series, and we will have a blind Jax. Keen will not go down in this series without at least playing one game of Jax.
But really doubling down on this composition, I think for KT, a greedy choice in a best of 5 like this, and the Gragas pick now just feels so safe into the Jax. We've seen Doran play this so many a time. You just body slam the Jax away so he can't counter-strike you. You sit in the lane, you scale up.
We'll see if they can do it here as we hop onto the Rift for game number 4 of the lower bracket finals.
But this has all been done by Supreme, by the way, because Hirai has been ill for a really long time, and I think this is a really big kind of coming to success story for Supreme this season because he's been put at the helm as Hook goes into level 1.
Ignite put in onto Lens. He's going to have to flash, and he might just die in the 2v2 already in game number 4. As Aiming desperate to trade back, but that's already a kill before 2 minutes.
You don't have to play aggressive in this lane. Your bot lane gets a kill at level 1.
볼게요. 바텀 잡았네.
They're just hooking into a
First
level 1.
생각할게요.
FaZe is just calling this
Okay.
out, man. He's hyped.
And it makes sense as well, right? Like, in a short trade, you have a great chance. I think even at level 1, you have the opportunity to out-trade the Xayah and the Rakan, but like their mid and late game picks have been amazing. As
Chovy on the road.
Chovy.
Doran low on mana, so maybe Keen underestimating him here, but with Alessandra could lead to a lot more. He's got enough for the cask, and now he's under the turret. That's going to be a kill. Give it on over to Chovy. Fantastic timing on the roam up to the top side.
And it's almost a foregone conclusion, you feel, when you have your Vi on the top side here on Herald. Okay, ult goes through. Just going to be focused on what they could have done, I think, potentially in this team fight with their composition. And BDD walked away from Herald Gold, for example. And you start to wonder, is that all we need to know?
All right, here we go. First play from the TF. They get on in. They have the vision, and Peanut on the flash. One auto finally comes through. A little bit rough on that one, but Cuz will pick up the kill.
A bit of a weird one. Does end up dying, but now he's not going to have flash for the next team fight. We're still a ways away from that, but...
Oh, he's there again.
He's getting baited again. Chovy in position again to get a gank on the top lane. And this time the kill goes over to Doran. And they are just owning that side lane here. Gen Z getting very ahead.
A testament to how well this player individually has been playing. But for KT again, one missed position from Pace, from Chovy, from Doran.
A little play here. Doran just face checking in as the cast not going to hit anyone. He just flashes over the wall though and does get away for now. Here comes Cuz. And they're going to Destiny Gate underneath this one as they try to burst down the Gragas, and that they will. Here comes Chovy on the return, but he's up against 3, so he's just going to let that one go as Genji, meanwhile, will take down Soul Point Ocean Drink.
So it's still a proactive play. It's successful. Can they get Chovy, though?
Oh, Chovy's trying to stop the TP. He's not going to be successful. Has to flash himself. Everfrost might get him to safety. Still has his ultimate.
Oh, look. Reinforcements are coming.
Yeah,
this
really
is what KT was looking for.
They are really hard forcing this. Chovy is Lissandra.
Yeah.
Does have ult, so, I mean, with the rotation up, I think this
Doran,
is super greedy.
5 seconds.
Well, they definitely want to try to force the Frozen Tomb usage.
no, they
I don't know about this. I don't know about this.
All right, well, they're going in, and now TP's coming in, and Cuz takes 3 turret shots, and he's immediately going to go down, and a shutdown is given to Chovy on Lissandra as if he needed any more gold.
And this has
He's
been
going to lap that up.
This has been...
Yeah, and Genji are playing it perfectly, basically, right? We give them a lot of credit. Like, Chovy has set up these 2 awesome plays. KT had the one moment, and then they kind of fumbled it, right? But all they got to do is sit back and essentially not allow the Jax to get too far ahead. As here we go, this engage is questionable. Delight goes in, but maybe it's a bait all along. Chovy's got the angle as here comes Keen. Frozen Tomb on him, and he is just, oh, he goes to the stopwatch. Can he live? The answer is no. As
Chovy!
he is basically 100-0. Chovy gets into the back line. Down goes Lahens. As one by one, the dominoes fall on the KT roller coaster. Gen G are looking to stomp them here in their own jungle. Aiming is pushed out, and Cuz maybe okay. Couple of kills for him, but that's gonna be it for the team. He gets 2 kills, but everybody else goes down. Aiming barely able to get away. Should be Ocean Soul to the side of Gen G. They have full control of this game. Like, they are in such a good spot, but okay, trying to get on top of Hayes as can they 100-0 him? I think he's just gone as he does try to get some damage in onto Aiming, but that's going to be a kill. Now onto Aiming.
X flashes over the wall and sets up for it. But like you say, if you're not going to capitalize on that, what do you capitalize on?
Ooh, nice angle here. Lahen still no flash. He's going to be going down immediately as underneath the turret, the rest of the team just has to back away from Lysandra once again. He's having a grand old time pushing that Jax out of the side lane as immediately they get up to the back line. Aiming is down. And is that the pick that ends the series and sends Gen G to the grand finals? I think it may just be, as they are looking down the barrel of a second inhibitor going down.
And the more things change, the more they stay the same. Looking like it's T1 Gen G on the menu again.
And there you go, Doran, he wants a little piece of the pie as well. As down they will go, tons of feathers pull through, and Gen G will do it. They will take down the Nexus. They will take down KT in the 3-1. They stabilize their minds, and they get it done in the end, and they will be joining us in the LCK Grand Finals and in MSI as our second seed from Korea.
And like you say, the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Has been around for a while, but making his first finals as well.
Yeah, the Royal Road Dream still alive here for FaZe if he can win that rematch against T1.
And this was the first step.